but yeah, so I guess I'm curious, like, we heard at the beginning that you had gone to a boarding school for the piano when you were younger, and this is set there. And I was trying to remember, and I apologize if I have asked you this. I don't think I knew that you went to a boarding school. I think we talked about you going to a school for piano, but I don't think you disclosed that to me when we worked together.
Okay, Mark and I know each other because I taught at boarding school. Or maybe I didn't want you to know I went through my teacher's.
Well, possibly. That's possible. In any case, I guess I'm curious, what it was like for you writing about this place and these spaces. And, not that I want to always be biographical in how I read things, but certainly some of your high school experience must have informed parts of these. Were there friends that you felt things that Rocky or Claire or Jenny or Martina saying in the text that you were like, oh, this is actually kind of from that space, and it helped you remember that in certain ways? Or
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was, well, I did go to the South Carolina Governor's School for the Arts, which is a public arts boarding school. And I had this piano teacher who we just were so obsessed with, actually. And yeah, I think I did have a friend like Jenny who my parents called like the bad influence. And it was Megan Murph. And I still remember Megan Murph, like the first time we hang out, going into her room, and I thought we were just gonna like paint our nails, and she like opens her fridge, there's vodka in there.
okay.
Oh gosh, and it was like so scary to me. I didn't want to be kicked out of school. And I didn't have any because of that. She had some. I probably still would have gotten in trouble because I was with her and she had it. I don't know. And like we watched the Ben Folds Live DVD,
Okay.
and that was huge for me too. Like he swears a lot. And back then that was just a lot. So yeah, I think there's like a little bit of Megan Murph. And then actually when I was at show, I would sometimes jot down things students said, or just pick up on they're interrupting each other a lot and talking fast, and
Yeah.
the rhythm of how they talk, like a lot of that was helpful.
Yeah, there's a moment in the book where Dr. Lee like tries out a piece of slang. It's at the dinner right before the scene at the apartment. You remember what I'm talking about? And she's like, it's like you guys would call it like chill or something like that. So it's like I like to say things knowing that the students are gonna think that I'm old and using it wrong. Like I intentionally try to like misuse it and use it as like a comedic effect. And I'm curious, were there things that you heard where you were like, what the heck does that mean?
Okay, sometimes, I knew what this meant, but I never used it. Like they would be like, oh, slay, Miss Morse.
Slay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's over now. I'm not sure. I mean, I think that.
I haven't heard it recently.
Oh, okay.
The one that I've heard is bet.
Oh.
Like you say something, and if somebody agrees with you, they're like, bet. I'm like, that seems like okay, sure, I guess. That's the new one. The other one that came up the other day, somebody said locked in.
Oh.
So locked in, okay? And somebody responded like, I'm so dialed. And I asked, like, what do you? I was trying to provoke a little bit, as one must with high schoolers, they do so much. But like, what are you dialing right when you're so dialed? Like, what device do you own that still has a dial on it that you would like? And they were like, I have no idea. Actually, I was thinking, like, do you have like a radio? I immediately went to like the dial on a radio and trying to find the station, especially when I was commuting back and forth to Tufts from New Haven. There was a stretch where when the Red Sox were good, and that was nice. Fun times. But where like I would be in between radio stations, and it would be the playoffs, and I would be like trying to listen to the World Series or something, and I would lose the station, and the closer would be whatever. So I can remember like having to finish with a dial, and I just was kind of like, what has a dial these days?
Yeah.
What do you dial?
Nothing. I don't think I.
Do you even dial a phone?
No, because I mean it's because I'm not dialing even when I'm using the keypad, that's not dialing, right? There is a song called Left of the Dial.
Left of who's this by?
The I just assumed you would know, so that's why I was like, there's that song where,
No.
I think it's the Replacements.
I think it is.
The replacements, okay,
Oh, okay, thanks.
okay. The, like left of the dial isn't to the left of the dial?